orchestra starts now.
To know where you're going, you have to know where you come from.
A simple statement, but many of us don't have that knowledge.
I never learned about it in school, and most students don't learn about it in school.
It's the foundation of our country. More than 100 years ago, partnership agreements were signed across Canada, creating a marriage of sorts between First Nations and the federal government.
For non-First Nations people in Manitoba would be, if you own property in the province of Manitoba, your right to own property is traced back through Treaty 1.
But as in any relationship, sometimes promises are forgotten or disregarded.
The relationship hasn't always been a positive relationship. So we've got things that have happened. Residential schools would be an example.
But with 7 different treaties signed within Manitoba's borders, it's a strong reminder that the partnership is an important one and that we really are all treaty people.
If we want to have a better country, a better province, that a strong relationship with First Nations is part of that.
And that was BT's Kaylee Hamilton with Jamie Wilson of the Treaty Relations Commission of Manitoba, who happens to join us again now with more. Thank you for coming here this morning. You know, we got a little bit of a glimpse into history there, but why do you think it is that so many people don't know what treaties are now?
Well, historically, it hasn't been a large part of the education program in Manitoba or in other provinces, and that's one of the things we're doing is bringing treaty education back into the classroom environment. So we're working on a couple of initiatives to teach students in Manitoba about the treaties and the importance of the treaty relationship. That it's not something that happened 140 years ago and doesn't mean anything today. That it's something that was fundamental to the structure of Canada and is fundamental to the ongoing prosperity of Manitoba and Canada.
Help us understand, what does a treaty mean to the average Canadian, the average Manitoban?
Yeah, and that's a question that a lot of people ask, and they don't ask it with ill intent. They genuinely want to know what it means to them. So, and I would say that firstly, the treaty relationship and the relationship between First Nations and Canada has to have certainty. It has to create because if there is uncertainty in that relationship and weakness in that relationship, it scares people away and it scares investment away. So for Manitoba as a province, if we have a strong relationship between First Nations and the government, First Nations and business, it creates certainty. That certainty attracts investment, and that investment means more jobs and opportunity, not only for First Nations people, but for all Manitobans, now and in the future.
So the history of treaties kind of has a domino effect on today's current economy.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So it's obviously a good reason for it to be so important. So what kind of things are you doing to raise awareness of it?
Well, through our office, we have a number of initiatives. The main one right now we're focused on is a treaty education initiative to get education into the schools in Manitoba. So we're integrating with the existing social studies curriculum. We're starting with grades 5 and 6. And we're creating teacher guides for teachers so that they can use treaties as a vehicle for students in Manitoba to better understand Canada, to better understand our history, and how Canada's a work in progress, right? Manitoba's a work in progress. So when students better understand that, it integrates just perfectly into the social studies curriculum as far as understanding citizenship, governance, where we are, all of that stuff.
Perfect. Well, that's all the time we have today. Thank you so much for joining us, Jamie. It's great to have you.
Thanks.
Thank you. And now we'll check back in with Jeremy.
Thank you very much, Courtney.